Please welcome a guest from France, Christophe Bornet, with a topic of building multi-agent AI applications made easy with LangFlow.
Okay, so nice to meet you all. So my name is Christophe Bornet. I work at Data Stacks, which is an AI company, and we are we have two main products. One which is a vector database, and the other one which is LangFlow, which I will present today. And I'm a contributor in LangFlow. And so my talk will be about agents, AI engines. So probably you've already seen some talks about agents. There are many today. So who has already heard about AI agents? Oh, lots of people. And who has heard about MCP protocol? Okay, so half people. So I will start with the basic of an agent. So try to demystify what is an agent. Actually, it's not that complicated. At the core of an agent, there's a while loop, actually. And the agent has the possibility to use a LLM and on the other side, it has some tools. And it will use the LLM in the following way. It will say to the LLM, here is my question. I have these tools that you can use. And I have already executed these tools. Tell me what to do next. So it calls the LLM. The LLM says, OK, use this tool this way and give me the result. So the agent executes the tool. So the agent is really the interface between the LLM and the tools. It executes the tools, so it's in Python, for instance, then gets the result, and then calls again the LLM saying, here is my question, here are my tools. I have already executed these tools. Can you give the answer, and etc. Until the LLM says, okay, I have the definitive answer for your question. So we need to each time give all the context back to the LLM because the LLM is static, so it's stateless. So you need to each time provide all the history of what you've done before. Okay, so my talk is about using LangFlow to build agents and multi-agents. So let's see how what is LangFlow. Okay, so LangFlow, it's a Python application. It's written in Python. It's actually a Flask a fast API application, and it allows to build flows. And okay, so you can write you can write flows with LangFlow. So a flow is like this, for instance. If you know RAG, you say, okay, I take the data from a source, I put it into my vector store database, and then I do this, I do this. So it's a workflow. Okay. The interesting thing with LangFlow, for instance, here I have a AstraDB database. It's in Python, and everything is code. So you can see Python code, you can edit the code, you can save, do modifications, etc. You can build your own components, so you're not tied to the framework and block because it doesn't do exactly what you want. You can always edit the code and do modifications. So let's see how to do agents with LangFlow. So agents are different than workflows. In a workflow, I define what I want, what are the steps I want to do. In an agent process, I only have an agent. So there's an agent component in LangFlow that we can use. You provide a LLM, so you can select one of the one that exists. So you have the main ones. I will use OpenAI. You select a model. You can provide your you provide your OpenAI key. So there's a system of environment variables in LangFlow. And then we can start by putting a chat input and a chat output to our agent. Once we've done that, we can interact with our agent in the playground. Okay, so here at the moment, my agent doesn't have any tools. but it can already use the LLM to answer some questions. So for instance, what is LangFlow? Okay, so we can see the work of the agent, and it answers something. LangFlow is an open source platform designed to facilitate the creation using LLMs. So this is the way you use ChatGPT or any LLM. But if we try to ask some questions about recent data, for instance, what is a TOB index rating for Python? Okay, so it's the LLM says, okay, the TOB index in general, Python is one very high, but I cannot give an answer because I have not been trained on the latest data. So each model has been trained on data with a cutoff date, and the cutoff date, for instance, for GPT-4o is October 23. So it cannot give me the latest, the fresh answer. The fresh answer for if I look at the TOB index page would be 23%. So this is where we are going to add some tools to our agent. And the first tool we can add is a tool to be able to do API request. So here the component, when I put it, it's in non-tool mode, so used to be used in a workflow. If I activate tool mode, then I can connect to my agent, and then my agent should be able to do request. So I will do a new chat session, otherwise the history will disturb the results. What is the TOB index rating for Python? Standing. Okay, we see that it uses the tool. Okay, fortunately, the GPT knows what the TOB index page is, so I don't have to provide it to my agent. It already knows that it will find it here. So it does the request, gets the result, and it can answer to me that the Python rating for Python is 23%. So now we want our agent to be more and more capable, so we can add other tools. For instance, there is a Gmail tool. Okay, I put it into tool mode and connect it to my agent. I am using Compose.io, which is a kind of aggregator of services where I've connected my Gmail account. And then I can see that I have some tools that are available to interact with my emails, and I can select or deselect some possibilities. So what I want to do, I want to not be able to send emails, and I want to be able to create draft emails. I don't want to send an email inadvertently, because sometimes LLMs do what they want to do without you having control. And so now what I can do is, now that I have the possibility to create draft email, I can say create a draft email with subject Python rating, body the TOB index for Python, and recipient test at example.com. Okay, so I should have done this differently, because probably it will reuse my history, and I want to show it differently. So let's start it in a new chat session. Okay, so here I didn't say to, I didn't create a workflow saying first do a request, then send to the email. So the agent does it by itself. It says, okay, I need to to do this task, and I will select, first I think I need to select the request email, the request HTTP tool, then use the draft email, the Gmail tool. And so if we look at our drafts, okay, I have former drafts. Okay, we see that there was a draft email created to test that example with Python rating, the subject I said, with the rating of Python. So we could add more and more tools to our agent, hundreds of tools, so our agent would be more and more capable. But the problem is that when there are too many tools, then the agent starts to not perform as well as when it's specialized on doing one task and doing it well. So this is where it's important to think about multi-agents and to try to compose agents so that we have tools that are really good at doing one thing and doing it well. Okay, and so here what I will do is transform. So I have my agent and I will, it's a flow, and I will give some information about my flow. I will say that it's a HTTP request agent, and I say it's an agent that can perform HTTP requests to URLs. Okay. I will create a new flow, okay, with an agent, and so I'm creating a different flow for my Gmail account. Putting it to tool mode, editing tools. So I want to remove send email, and I want to be able to create draft emails. Okay. Here I will do okay. Also adding chat input and a chat output. Okay. I will do something. You can customize your agent by giving it some instructions. For instance, you can say when creating draft emails, if the subject is not provided, create a relevant one. Okay, and so this will help. This way I do not have to always provide a subject, and if the recipient is not provided, use foo@acme.org. Okay, we can check in the chat and say create a draft email with body hello world. It's executing my agent. It uses my tool, creates a draft email. Okay. And so now in my draft emails, I have a new mail to foo@acme.org that I didn't provide the recipient, so it used the default one, and it generated a subject which is greetings. And so now we want to be able to, so I will also edit the details of my flow, say this is a Gmail agent, and description agent that can use Gmail. Okay. So simple description. And now this is where we will compose our agents. So I will do an agent that will be able to use the other two agents. And to do that, I'm creating an agent. I'm putting a chat input. I'm putting a chat output. Okay, and for this I will use MCP. So if I go back to my flows, each flow I have created in LangFlow is actually some kind of microservice. You can access it with an HTTP API. And also LangFlow itself is an MCP server. MCP is a protocol which was designed by Anthropic, and it's very recent, and everyone is crazy about it at the moment because it's really powerful, because it provides some kind of interoperability between any MCP server, any MCP client. So it provides interoperability between tools and LLMs and agents. And so so all of my flows are MCP, are available in the MCP server. And here I'm using a component that uses an MCP, that can use an MCP server. So I will use SEC mode, and the MCP server I will use is myself. I could use any other MCP server in the world, and any other MCP server could, MCP client could use my LangFlow, but here I will use myself as an MCP server. So LangFlow has an endpoint. So there are two ways to communicate with MCP. I'm using the one through HTTP. Doing that, I can see that I have some tools that are available. So I see the tools that I have, the flows that I have defined. And the interesting thing is that I can put my MCP server into tool mode. I will deactivate, so this one was created by error. The vector store RAG, I don't want it. I only want HTTP request and Gmail. And deactivate, this is myself probably, so I don't want to use myself. It would do a nasty loop. Connecting the tool, and now can go to my playground and say, create a draft email with the Tiobe index. Okay, just this. So different than the exact one we did before. So so yeah, now my agent says, okay, I need to use the HTTP request agent, the first flow, getting a result. Okay, so it used it saying, fetch the latest Tiobe index. It answered with the answer, the Tiobe index for April 25, 2025. Then calling the agent with this instruction, create a draft email with the following content, etc. And now I have the draft email which was created. The title was generated, latest Tiobe index to fuacme.org, because I didn't provide. And I get the result with all the is big enough, with all the Tiobe index ratings. Okay, so so this is yeah, let's go back. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. I hope you liked it. So LangFlow is an open source project. It's written in Python. We welcome contributions. This is the LangFlow project where you can find it. You can ask questions on Twitter. You have Astra, so we have a service, online service that you can use to, we have a LangFlow as a service offer, so you can just connect to it, and you have free credits, and you don't need to put your credit card. So if you want to try LangFlow quickly and play with some LangFlows, you can do it on astra.datastacks.com. So thank you.
Do we have any questions?
It seems that it is very easy to set up, but how to make it available for wider audience? Would that be, Slack, Teams, web app, or any other way?
You mean how to connect Slack or Teams or things like that?
Yeah.
As tools?
Yeah, or not like as tools, but like how do you make your agent that you created available for others to use?
If the other tools have MCP clients, they can use it right away because LangFlow is an MCP server. So if you can provide the access to LangFlow, to your LangFlow application, then any MCP client can use it. I think that would be the easiest way to do, and also the way the industry is heading to at the moment. So yeah, I could show, if I had time, I could show that you could use a Cloud MCP client to interact with LangFlow. But also I would need to expose my LangFlow somewhere, because here I was doing it on my local host. So because you can install LangFlow on your machine. There's also a desktop application if you don't even want to install Python. And yeah, so if you want to be able to use it over the internet, you would have to host it somewhere.
I'm mostly interested in the tooling and custom integrations, since there might be certain situations where hosting on premises, for example, and there is no such component that particularly needs to act in a certain way, right? So we might want to connect to custom integrations, right? Not only HTTP requests, some webhooks, etc. Yeah. Can we host our custom tools?
Yeah. So so you want to have custom tools on yeah. So it's possible in LangFlow to create custom components. So probably custom. No, not custom. Where would it be? That's a good question. Oh, maybe new custom component. Okay. So here I have a custom component. Then I can go and edit the code to create. So I can add inputs. For instance, I can add a new text input. Okay, let's call it foo. Okay, foo value. Okay, and so you can create your component and add more ways to connect to other things.
All right. So just in this demo, you've shown that you are hosting the code within this server, right?
Yeah.
But is there a possibility to have, let's say we are developing our custom integrations and we are creating them as packages, Python packages, right?
Yeah.
How this LangFlow custom integration could be accessing this custom integration.
Yeah,
right?
so
not the hosting the code itself, but rather
loading external packages.
Yeah, for example.
Okay. So at the moment we don't have the possibility to load them dynamically, but it's a Python application, so you can you can go to your Py project and add a dependency here, install in your LangFlow application, and then use it.
All right. So it seems that we would be installing these custom packages on the server.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Any more live questions?
Just a quick one on the terminology. So the agents are components inside the workflows, right? And then agent is also a type of flow that we can create?
This is because I named it agent, but actually it's a flow. I could have chosen another name saying it's a Gmail tool.
Yeah, so it's just flows, right? And the agents are just components inside those flows.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Any more?
Thank you. So in your demo, you've showed that basically used OpenAI model, which I assume you just queried OpenAI themselves. What if I want to use, for privacy reasons, a local LLM model? Is this easy to do?
I think it's easy to do. Do I have examples? I don't know. Maybe. So this is NVIDIA. So this is probably online, but probably custom. You can generate your custom implementation. I'm pretty sure it's possible. I haven't done it myself, but I'm pretty sure it's possible.
Any more?
Thank you very much. Very interesting. I just want to add to the previous question. There was a question about Slack and so on. I think it's the question was more about the inputs and the outputs. I mean, what options do we have for the inputs? We can use a chat as an input, but we can use maybe SMS message or whatever, you know, and the output could be anywhere, like it can be email or it can be something else.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I don't really know this Slack, no. I think it would be possible to, yeah. Yeah, in inputs you have chat or text, but probably text you can get it from somewhere else. That's a good question. Actually, I don't really know how it's possible to have some. You mean something that would react to Slack?
Basically, I think what he means is if I have users in my company, and for them to connect to those agents and use them, maybe by a Slack message that they basically have a chat bot within Slack.
Yeah, yeah.
Message and it outputs to Slack or maybe even to
Yeah. I will need to check, but I'm pretty sure all the chat interfaces like Slack or Teams, they will integrate with MCP. I'm pretty sure of it. So you will have, you know, in Slack you can add integrations. You will have an integration with MCP where you configure your MCP server, and then you will be able to use the MCP server directly from Slack.
Time for one more question from Discord. Why not N8N?
You use your weapon of choice. I think LangFlow is really easy to use. When I prepared this presentation, MCP didn't exist, and so I was doing it differently. And then a week ago, we integrated MCP, and everything became so even more simple because I just have to put MCP, say I click which tools I want, and it just works. So here I can do a complex AI application in just a few clicks very quickly. It's really nice to prototype, to start ideas, and you can even put them into production because LangFlow is, as I said, it's under the hood, it's a fast API server, so you can deploy it to production like any fast API server, and it will just work.
All right, thank you. We're running out of time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.